whether in mind, body, or spirit. We're gonna cook today.
What are we cooking?
What we're cooking is stuffed peppers camp style.
Show us your ingredients.
Well, they're all laid out. Got my cans of stuff, my fresh stuffed peppers, ground chuck, $6.17 a pound in town. Does any old people remember when hamburger was like, when you got poor, you bought some hamburger? Not today. It's ground chuck is a mint. And we have some boiling bag rice that we cooked earlier because I like everything to be about the same temperature. I don't like the rice to start cooking the meat when it starts to get mixed together. So.
Okay, show us how you're gonna prep the food.
The first thing I'm gonna do is make sure my hands is as clean as I can get them. Used to be when I was in sticks and brick, no problem. Your hands are in dishwater all day long. But out here, when I touch food, I want to make sure that my hands are clean. I even have a little spray bottle with alcohol in it if I need it. First, we're going to dice an onion. With this little breeze blowing, I'm not going to be crying. And I wish I had some fresh garlic, but nobody in town has it, so we have some minced garlic we're going to throw in. I like to soften the onion before I put it in the mixture because I don't know about you guys, but when you have a meatloaf or a meatball and you bite into that onion that's not quite cooked, I don't like it. So I like to make sure they're at least translucent before I stick them in the mixture. Gotta get that little bugger out of there. He's not the right taste. So, my story about I want to tell you a story about why I had a child. Because in olden days, we all mixed our meatloaf and meatballs with our hands. And if you girls remember, ooh, it was cold. That meat was cold and the eggs were cold. Everything was cold. So about the time my daughter reached about 7-ish, became her chore. Mix it good, honey. Don't leave any of that. I know your hands hurt. Yes, that's okay. Run them under the hot water. You'll be fine. So that's a good reason to have children.
I remember those days.
Yeah. You have some noisy new neighbors.
But they are packing up.
Are they packing up? Can never be sure. Sometimes they just move closer. They pretty much think of van dwellers, though, as invisible folks.
That's true.
The bigger the rig, the less they see of you. So, I would advise, if you have the money, have the biggest, baddest ass wheels on the block, and you can park anywhere you want. Because you own everything. Okay, need a little oil in the pan, and we've got a breeze. So I'm hoping we're going to have enough fire to at least saute the onions. Oh, we do have the cast iron pot that I'm going to cook in, currently in our morning coals. I'm pre-warming the pot. Oops, is this on? No. Angel and I argue about, not argue, she has to correct me all the time if I forget to turn it off. Yep, fire's on. Sometimes you have to burn your hand to find out. Because you can't see it. It's the only problem. Oh, I drank most of it into the pan anyway. Should have used my littler one, but this one was clean. Okay, We're gonna let them just hang out while we get some other, the other ingredients going.
And I always do this.
What are you doing with that onion? Oh no, I told you you can't kiss me later now.
I love raw onion.
Okay, they said it's got the consistency of an apple, but I never chowed into a raw onion. So what I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna prep while those are doing that thing, I'm gonna prep these. We got these absolutely gorgeous, beautiful yellow peppers. What are they calling them? Uh-oh, probably need my glasses.
Yellow bell peppers?
Yeah, but you know, sometimes they have a number on them. These are $46.89. Mexico yellow pepper. Very nice. And they're fresh. But see, one of the problems when you do camp cooking is you really want shorter cooking time. So I'm probably gonna lop these off at about here. I may use the top in the pan to keep the moisture in till it'll last, but I probably, because if I filled it all the way up, that packed it full of meat and stuff, it just would never cook. So.
You look very pretty today.
Oh, thank you. I love to dress up. This is all thrift store finds. So I love to dress up on nothing. Freebies almost. But I do have an angel story. She told me that this is a boy pepper, because it has 3. It's also a boy. This is also 3 a boy. And this one we think is bi. Not sure. Because
half boy, half girl.
Girls have 4. Get it off the other one? Nope. Ooh, I smell something. Onion's starting to cook. Let's give it a little swish around. And I'm gonna try and have them cooked and cooled before I stick them into the hamburger meat in the middle, because like I said, I don't want the onions cooking them. So you're gonna take the ground chuck, and I believe it was about 80% fat, which is not a bad thing. You know, fat is a delicious flavor. I think sometimes people shy away from fat because they think it's fattening, and it's really not. Fat holds the flavor.
Yeah, I think that's probably 20% fat.
Yeah, it's about 20%. Yeah. Well, no, the 95s are the leaner.
Yeah.
But the 80% is good for, especially for a meatloaf or something, because it has a lot of juice that will get into whatever other, you know, we're using rice, but we could be using, you know, breadcrumbs, and the fat will be absorbed into them. So, okay, we're gonna put the pound in there, and I'm not absolutely, you know, the one thing I forgot with my scissors, so let me see if I can find sharp. Oh, we'll use the big one, see if I can make a big cut in my hand. I did wipe the tables all down with alcohol before I start cooking. Out here, you know, you don't want to contaminate nothing.
So you mix the cooked rice in with the uncooked hamburger meat?
That's correct. All going to cook together.
It all cooks in the bell peppers?
That's correct.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, I had a friend, Big Don. Love Big Don wherever you are. He actually convinced me to come up with my own recipe because he wanted to make me stuffed peppers, and a lovely man, but not such a great cook. So I kind of took his ideas because I always cooked them. Angels always cooked them in the oven, right? It's a little different out here. No oven. Although I know a guy who lives in a tent, lovely man, Tom. he even uses, he has an oven unit, and he cans his own food. A man.
Okay, I need to draw the camera away from you for a minute
Mm-hmm.
because it looks like
Uh-oh.
somebody wants to give me the trash. Thank you, boo-boo. Auntie, why are you taking it away from me? Because you don't need to chew paper. And then we have the two beggars just sitting there watching.
Knowing that there's cooking going on.
So we're just gonna stick the paper in the fire. It'll catch on fire and it'll help to heat up the cast iron bucket in there.
Well, I just put one bag of the boiling bag rice in. I'm not sure how much of the second bag I might use. So I'm just gonna set that aside. I'm gonna put a couple eggs in, hopefully without too much shell, and I'm gonna give it to the dogs because it's good for them.
Mom, what'd you give me? Oh, I get to lick at the eggs. Yum, yum, yum. I love to lick the eggs. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna go wander.
Okay, let's see. Well, we're gonna put in some diced and some sauce into the mixture, and then we're actually, the secret is we're gonna boil it kind of, or cook it in spaghetti sauce. And so we heat up the spaghetti sauce, and the peppers inside the spaghetti sauce, they cook it just fine, like an oven, protected oven. It makes it very tender. Okay, let's go with diced, and I'm using no salt added. Just better. I'm gonna control my own salt, hopefully. And oh, I love this because it leaves the top on. There's no cutting parts. And so one of the things out here in the desert is the top of your food cans always get icky with dust. We joke about the fact that we have a cup of dust every morning for breakfast with our coffee.
It's rather filling.
Mm-hmm. All your clothes, all your dishware, everything gets a lovely coating of this fairy dust. And some of it's magnetic, very hard to clean off. So I don't want the fluid. I got a little thing down here. I'm gonna put the fluid in, because I'm going to use the sauce as the fluid, and these are just diced tomatoes. I'm going to take care of that later. Don't want the dogs in it. The reason I like the diced tomatoes is because the sauce is certainly flavorful, but the tomato has the actual tomato has a personality of its own.
Adds a little bit more texture to it.
Yeah. And we're just going to use some ordinary Italian seasonings. It may not even be this brand, because every time I buy more, I just kind of stick it in the same thing. I'm going to put one.
It's about 1 tablespoon.
And 2.
2 tablespoons of Italian seasoning.
We're going to use some minced garlic. Like I said, I couldn't find garlic, so I believe the longer cooking time will allow these to soften up a little bit, because it's fun to actually fry them up because they're nice and crunchy. I'm going to put about a tablespoon in there too. Yep. Now, what have I got here? I have some garlic powder. Once again, I'm going to control my salt.
And that's about a teaspoon. All other powders have been about a tablespoon.
Then I have the Secret Family recipe. I'm going to use this salt as the main salt ingredient. My mother kind of grew me up on this. And don't be afraid of salt. Really, salt is basically the first flavor we ever had. Salt was a big trade item.
That's about 1.5 tablespoons of the seasoning salt.
Okay, let me just push these around. These are almost ready.
They're looking nice and soft.
Yeah, pretty good, almost good. A couple little tough pieces in there I'm waiting on. All right, let's open up some spaghetti sauce because I'm going to put some of that in here as well. Probably what's going to happen is we're going to wait towards, we're going to mix it and see what the consistency is. If it's too soupy, I might add more rice. If it's not soupy enough, I'll probably add more spaghetti sauce. So. And then we're going to cut the tops off the peppers once we get this mixture made. Thank you. That was kind of gross. I'm going to take the onions off now. Guess what I did?
I'm going to assume that you grabbed it without a pot holder.
That is correct. Now I'm going to have a permanent scar that I'm going to blame you for.
Go for it.
I want them to cool off a little bit before I put them in the mixture.
When
thank you.
Done with the stove, we turn it off.
So let's put about a
it's about a third.
About a 15 ounce. It's about half actually. And we've got the eggs. The only thing we're waiting for are the onions to cool off a little bit. So I'm going to put that over there and I'm going to cut the heads off. Where did I put my cutting board? I'll use a plate. Cut the heads off these little devils. Look how beautiful that is. And skin is so firm. But like I said, we're going to cut them down probably 2/3 of it we're probably going to use. Of course, we can put this in breakfast tomorrow if we want. That one's looking like it wants to be a little moldy, but we'll cut that out. It'll be fine. One more sticker. Okay, out of the way.
So I know people want to know, how can we afford such fine dining on our miniature budget?
Well,
Where did we get these peppers from?
we went to the Friends of Quartzsite Food Bank. They're wonderful people, and if Angel will remember, she might put a link to a donate. Yep, that's one of the ways I afford to live out here. It's not easy. Fresh meat, just like I said, we actually bought that one in town. $6 for a meal, sometimes you have to count $2 a meal. And the food bank is always generous. But the crazy thing is, this season that I've been here, they haven't handed out any meat. It's all been seafood. I don't know. I think that the shortage, the truckers get out there and bring me my hamburger or my pork butt. I'm going to use a little water and wash these up. I don't know about you guys, but I would love to know how your food budget's going.
I'm gonna pause real quick while she cleans these out, and we'll come back when it's time to stuff them.
Okay, the onions, I took them out of the pan so they would cool. I'm gonna throw those in. I don't know about you guys, but have you ever had meatloaf and you come across that, just that underdone onion in there, and it kind of like, doesn't quite belong. So I like to pre-cook them a little bit, and then they'll cook some more in the sauce. Well, we used to do it with our hands, but out here when my hands are just not in water enough, we're just not doing that. So it'll take a while to get this all mixed up. It is darn cold, I'm telling you. I want everybody out there to know that van life has been very hard this winter. This morning, waking up, even at 6:30, it's still 33. I'm seeing my breath when I get out of bed. I don't like it. Don't like it. But I'm not thinking of Florida because, so many bugs.
We'll get there one day, just not right now.
Yes, I have a great friend that lives in Lakeland. Her and I went to junior high and high school together. We had babies 1 year apart on the same day. Hello, Janine, wherever you are. Miss you, love you. I think that's about it. What am I missing now? Now we want to look at it for the seasoning. That's about all the seasoning I'm going to do, what I've done.
Okay.
It looks about ready to go in. I'm trying to think, what am I missing? We don't have any cheese. We wish we did, but we don't. Oh, so we need the pot that we're going to put it in. Right now the pot is on the flames, heating up. Ooh, and I need a...
Look at these trivets that she painted. They're beautiful. That right there almost to me looks like a crab.
Well, it was a cloudy day. The other one is a sunrise. Or sunset, excuse me. The cloudy one's not done yet. Excuse me, I don't want to
she's
burn you.
bringing Big Beast over.
Yeah, plastic table, melt. This is kind of why it has a hump in the middle. So I am going to put this spaghetti sauce in there. And where did I put the handle?
You know it's hot if it's sizzling.
Yeah. Should probably add a little water to it, but it's cooking with gas. Water.
While she's doing that, I'm just prepping the stove.
You might need more sauce. It's a pretty deep pan. Throw these away. And go get another thing of sauce.
Just look at this. Chunks of tomato, rice, onions, meat. I mean, look at this. Seasoning, that already looks good enough to eat. I I'm so looking forward to our early dinner, late lunch, whatever you want to call it.
No more sauce, but I found some more diced tomatoes in there. Just as good. Okay. Now let's stuff these puppies.
Let's do it. By let's, I mean her. Now, the only time I have ever made stuffed bell peppers, I pre-cooked everything, including the meat. Maybe that's what I did wrong.
That's, I was telling you, my friend Big Don, that's how he did it. And I was like, oh, that's wrong. So I just went back to what I have done in the kitchen and modified it. Once you put it in the sauce, and the sauce is basically the oven part. You bring it up to temperature and it cooks everything inside.
Right.
If we had mozzarella, I'd be throwing it on top. Probably not right now though. I would let it cook, and then the mozzarella would be the last thing I'd put on top.
What I'm excited about is what we're going to do with the leftover meats.
I don't know.
Cook it in the pan and eat it with a fork.
Yep. Okay. I'll put this on the ground for now. Sorry. We're going to stir this up with a stirring thing. They're very lonely in here, these little buddies. Maybe we'll throw some squash in here. The squash would cook nice in there too.
Oh yeah.
Oop. That one. Maybe that was the spy.
Alright, I'm going to stop helping her.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm going to move over to the stove and we'll worry about it then. Do you have the stove on or?
I
Nope.
do.
Oh, which burner?
Oh, I don't have the burner on because I don't know which one you wanted.
I'm not sure. I've never put that pot on the stove.
I would suggest the one on the right. Those just look so good already.
Okay.
Ow!
Stop picking up hot things with your fingers, Teresa. You are the queen of everything. Obviously not. Of common sense.
Yes, you are. It's just very easy to forget the simple things.
Okay. That pre-warmed pot, careful.
It's cold.
Okay. That pre-warmed pot will really do us good. Here, I'll get it.
It's cold. You
I
can
was-
touch it bare hand. And it is rather heavy, believe it or not. There you go. And of course the wind is kicking up.
Okay, when that starts bubbling, what we'll probably have to do is turn it down. One thing is hard, when the wind blows, you almost have to have the fire up too hot to do a slow cook. So we'll see. Somebody's whining. Oh, him.
Let's go see what Boo's saying. Mom. Mom. Ma. Mommy.
What?
I love you.
Whoa. You weren't always getting tangled around there. Look at that, all the way around the vehicle. Come on.
Help me, Mommy. I'm free, I'm free. I'm gonna bite Auntie. I'm a free boy. Oh, there's my Jake. I'm a free boy. I'm gonna go eat all this stuff I'm not allowed to get into. See, I found a burnt shrimp I'm gonna carry away.
And we'll let you know in a couple hours how the meat came out.
So we're gonna let that sit and cook for a few hours, and we'll come back to it later and let you know how it tastes.
Taste test.
Do that again, T.
Taste test.
Yum yum. Lovely. Look at all this delicious goodness. Yum yum.
Let me know when.
No.
Well, we're back. It looks delicious. I know that Angel took a pic of it close up. While you were gone, I actually, we had some wonderful yellow squash from the food bank as well. So I kind of braised it in some oil and herbs, and then I stuck it into the pot along with our peppers. So I'm going to pick one out now. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Almost two done. Let me see if I can get a spoon underneath it. Uh-oh. We need 4 or 5 hands. There it is. Uh-oh. Like I said, it's just done to beyond perfection, I guess. Oh, gracias. So I was actually thinking about the story I told about my daughter and putting her hands in the cold. You know, we learn how to love people by our little self-sacrifices, you know? Ouch, my hands are cold, but I know the family's going to love this when I'm done. My grandmother, Carol, kind of taught me that. So anyways, let's see, it's got to cool off. Well, we know everything is done. The only pink we see is the little tomatoes. Ooh, hot. Not bad at all. Certainly get the, what did I call it when we were growing up? Goulash taste right out of there. Squash are a nice surprise. They didn't get way overcooked. We're not way overcooked. Slow cooking hamburger actually makes it more tender. So, okay, I have a poem to close. Let me think if I can recite it. We are refit misfits. We didn't fit in anywhere, so we sought out nowhere to exchange electrons with other vagabonds. That's what it is from the Queen.
That's beautiful. Thank you for starring in today's video, Teresa. Dinner looks delicious. I'm excited to try it.